Hey everybody, Dr. Sanderson here, and welcome to Unit 4, where we're going to be looking at human resources issues in sports organizations. Now, when we say human resources issues, what do we mean by that? Well, really what we're looking at is things that would pertain to employees of an organization that are governed by law or policy. So, for example, sexual harassment claims, claims about wage and labor issues. So maybe someone feels like they're not being paid as much as somebody else, and that could be discriminatory. We're also going to look at accommodation issues around disabilities, and then also things like unionization. So the reason I call them HR issues is because those are issues that, in most cases, human resources staff and personnel are investigating, and that's definitely true with sports organizations as well too. Their HR folks kind of tend to take the lead on those, as well as their legal staff also. So, but in terms of if you're a manager or you're a leader or an executive in a sports organization, these are things you definitely have to be concerned about. If every organization, really has to be concerned about them, but the visibility that sports organizations have, it's very easy for something like a sexual harassment claim to become a major news story. And in fact, you'll look at an example with the University of Minnesota, where their athletic director, he was let go because of sexual harassment. And it's just something that organizations really can't, they have to be very careful with it because it can really affect their reputation and their brand. And as we know in sports, that's a huge thing. So, we're also going to look at a really interesting case with accommodation. So, if you have a documented disability, you can request an accommodation from your employer if that disability would impact your ability to do your job. And so, as we'll look at in the lecture, there's several criteria that have to be met there, but we're gonna look at a really interesting case with a former NBA player named Royce White, who requested an accommodation to not have to fly because it triggered his anxiety. And so that's something that we're going to unpack as well in the discussion forum. So I'm kind of interested to see your thoughts on things there. In this unit as well, we're going to be looking at sexual harassment policies. You're going to have an assignment where you're going to write a sexual harassment policy for a sports organization. So within the unit materials, there's resources, there's example policies that you can use to help you in that. But policies are really something that every organization has. If you're if you see human resources as a career path for you, which is a great, for a communication degree, it's a great path to look at. Policy is a big part of that job, of that area. So, I'm looking forward to kind of seeing what you come up with there. And it just really, policies really help organizations reduce risk around things like sexual harassment, and that's certainly the case for sports organizations. So you will have a discussion forum in this unit where you're going to look at the Royce White case. So again, your initial post by Sunday, your two response posts by Wednesday. And then remember, your crisis communication essay from Unit 3 is due in this unit, so that's due on Wednesday. And then also, you need to start working on your sexual harassment policy because that will be due in the following unit, Unit 5. So looking forward to your thoughts on these kind of issues and how sports organizations should handle and address them.